Hi chaps, how are you all doing today? Just having a cup of tea before I get started. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do an unboxing video. Yes, an unboxing video of this beautiful kit that Greg Riley kindly sent to me. It's the TAMIYA M48A3 PATTON tank, which is a Vietnam era tank. And Greg sent this along. So I'm going to do an unboxing of it now, and this is going to be my next project. So stay tuned and enjoy. So, as with all unboxing videos, we'll start with the old box itself. It's TAMIYA. It's the M48 PATTON. It's kit number 35120. Just double check that because I just read that off the side. Yeah, 35120. And it's in 1/35th scale. Side of the box gives us some, I suppose you'd call them painting ideas on how you want to do it. It comes with the little teeth and all of that. Picture of the chappie and some Japanese writing there on the side, which I can't speak Japanese and I don't read Japanese, and so therefore we'll cancel that one. And it gives you another two views then on the other side of the box. It gives us two big pictures of the M48 PATTON. Either side it gives us nothing else. So that's the outside of the box, but we're not interested in the outside of the box really, are we lads? No, we want what do you get inside the box? What's the plastic like? What bits and pieces do you get? Right, you get two instruction sheets, one in Japanese, which we will put back into the box, and we get one in English. We get some details and information there on the M48. We get it in English here, English the whole way down, and then we start getting it in German by the looks of it, is it? It's either German or Dutch. Right, then it goes into the construction, step by step. We all know TAMIYA instructions are simple, straightforward, which is what you want. You don't want complicated, loads of stuff on the one little picture and things like that. So you start off with the underside, the suspension, the wheels, we start working on the figure, the exhaust boxes or whatever you want to call them, some all stuff on the top deck here. Then we move on to the shooty thing, the front, fixing the shooty thing to the turret, fixing all the little turret bits and pieces, the 50 cal shooty thing, tow hooks, turret copulas, fixing it all together, boom boom boom, and fixing the turret then to the hull. So not too many steps, a couple of nice little things. Doesn't look too complicated, quite simple, typical TAMIYA, so hopefully it'll fit like a typical TAMIYA. And there we go. So in the box then we get our stuff nicely wrapped, apart from the engine deck, or the main deck. We call it the deck. Why not? Sure, it's probably a nautical term, but I think it's called the. You mean that's the engine deck? So I presume this is the rest of the fighting deck and the driving deck. But anyway, we call it the deck for lack of a better word. And the detail on that is very, very nice, isn't it, lads? We'll have a closer look in a few minutes, but we start off with what you get. Okay, so we get the top. We get a bag with the turret parts and some decals, transfers, stickers. We get a clear bag with the polycaps, bit of rope, and some clear stuff. We have our lower hull, right? Nicely molded. All the suspension pieces ready to go on. It's not already on, but it's going to look nice because it's nicely done. Very, very nicely done. You can fill up these holes if you feel so. It's up to you. And then we get a big bag with the rest of the screws. And we get two DS rubber tracks. Now they're quite heavy, quite nice looking. So, yep, that's all that's in the box. Okay, so we put everything back, change the angle, get it down, we'll start looking at the screws and see have a close look at the bits and bobs, shall we say. Okay, we'll have a closer look at the bits and bobs. Right, as I said, we'll start with the engine deck. We've got the fuel filler caps. We've got a little pointy stick here. Why not? Little pointy stick. We have the fuel filler caps. We've got the engine vents. As you can hear, they're nicely moulded in. We've got the engine hatch covers and things, the driver's compartment and room for the driving vision ports and things. The detail is very, very nicely moulded indeed. Everything is nice and no flash, no ejector pin marks or release marks or whatever you want to call them on the top or on the bottom and things like that. Right, that's our engine deck. We've got the hull, the main hull. I'm using a lot of nautical terms, aren't I? Oh, hi. Anyway, we've got the main hull, and as you can see, the detail on that is quite nice. We do have a sort of a seam line here, but I'm sure you can get rid of that quite easily. Bit of sanding, bit of scraping, whatever you use to get rid of your seam line marks and things, if you want to go that way. Because I mean, it's all going to be covered anyway, so with suspension and things like that, so you're not really going to see it. There we go. So you're not really going to see them anyway. So it's only if you go into it. You know, the places to install your batteries if you want to go mechanising it. As I said, no flash, nothing really troublesome in that. Looks quite nice, and that's the lower hull. Right, we've got the next big sprue here, which has got our turret parts, the top of our turret and the base plate for the turret itself. We've got nice kind of ripply texture, you know, like kind of as if it's been cast. Quite nice. No casting marks, as I can't see any anyway. I don't know if these things came with the casting marks, unlike the, you know, on the Shermans they have a kind of a big casting marks on them, numbers and things like that. But it looks nice. It looks nice so far. Your aerial mount, nicely drilled out for sticking in the aerials and things, and a vision port. So looks nice. No flash. That's all we want to see. No flash. We want to see the condition of the parts, what they're like, and are they covered in flash or are they not? So we start off with sprue A. Now sprue A appears to be our wheels and suspension parts. We'll just have a quick look at some of these. Right, they look quite nice. There's no flash that I can see anyway. Not yet anyway. I've often said, oh look, no flash, and then got into the making of it and found loads of little sort of tiniest little bit of flash, but it'll stop parts from fitting together properly and things. But these appear to be moulded very, very nicely indeed, and I don't see any flash. The wheels are nicely detailed, you know, nice thick, nicely raised and things like that. So you know, they'll take a wash nice, they'll take painting nice and all that. So there's our suspension parts. That's sprue A. Move on then, we've got sprue B. Sprue B. We've got more wheels or drive sprockets. We've got some little bits of stowage, I think. Appears to be stowage parts. We've got, I think that they look like springs, you know, suspension springs and things. We've got a bit of coiled up hose of some kind. That's the snorkel, if you want to put that in. I'm not going to. And we've got some spare track links. They look quite nicely moulded indeed. And like I said, I've seen no ejector pin marks and flash so far, which is very good, which is absolutely fabulous. I mean, it's not a new kit, it's quite an oldish kit from TAMIYA, and it's very, very nice indeed. Okay, so that is sprue B, followed closely by sprue C. John's after dropping something. Yippee. I haven't a clue what I'm after dropping now. But anyway, here's sprue C. We've got more of our little bits and pieces, some boxes. We've got the figures that go with it. There seems to be two figures. We've got, I'd say it's the driver figure and the commander. You can have the commander sort of in the turret or sitting up on top. If you want the turret kind of thing open, you can have him sitting on top. We've got some jerry cans. They're nicely moulded too, I must say. The lids are on. We've got the 50 cal. Pretty nice. We've got the ammo box, the mount for the 50 cal, some spare ammo boxes. We've got the open one and we've got two closed. These are the supporting brackets and things that go along the hull. And we've got our lights. Now we'll just see the other side of this. These lights and things to see if there are any ejector marks or mould seam marks and things like that. No, they seem quite nice. We've got a couple here on this, some tiny little, I don't know if you can see that or not now. There we go. They're just a little, there we can see it there. Just little ejector release marks things. Now, half the time I don't go to the bother of cleaning them off. Sometimes I do. It depends on where they are and where they're going to be seen or not, you know. And you'll find out in the dry fitting. I mean, you cut off your part, you clean it off mostly, put it on your dry fit, then you have a look and say, oh, that's going to be seen. So then you clean it off. If it's not going to be seen or it's so shallow that it'll fill up with a bit of paint, I don't worry about it. So they seem quite nice indeed, I must say. Right? Okay, the driver's hatch. Okay, and the last of our sprues is sprue D, which has got our turret basket, our shooty thing. We've got the cupolas for the turret, the engine hatch covers and things like that. We've got a little aerial here, but like I said, I use my own little aerials. We've got some handles and some more little of those turret ringies and thingies, and we've got the front mantlet there for the gun, which is actually kind of nice. It's quite nice. It does look like material, so when that's painted up and you get an old wash over that, that should look lovely indeed. So that's our sprues. We had one loosey-goosey piece in the bag. Don't know what number it is or anything like that, but I'm sure I'll find it when I go to fit. So we have a loose bit. It was rolling around, rattling around in the bag. We've got a piece here that's got some rubber tubing. We've got a rope. We've got a clear part here. I'm not taking these out of the bag because they're so fine, and I mean, we've all seen these rubber things. They're the polycaps, you know, help the wheels to go around, you know, like the wheels on the bus, they go round and round. And we've got our tracks. Now, I'll tell you, for DS, or whatever they call it, rubber tracks, these are very, very nicely moulded indeed. I mean, that's the inside. Guide horns, quite nice, you know, that's the inside of them, and there's the outside with the threads, the rubber thread marks and things. Very, very nice indeed, very, very nice, and there's nice weight to them. So when you when we stick these together, we'll just see, we'll dry fit these. Yeah, you get them in like that, little bit of a melty. They go nice because they're nice and heavy. They should sag quite nicely. Okay, so that's the that's our rubber tracks, and yes, we get two of them, maybe one for either side. So that's our rubber tracks. And finally, we've got our decals. We've got 4 stars, we've got the teeth to go onto the front of it and some eyes, which are very nice. We've got the Playboy Bunny, Wabbit. Hey, Wabbit. You can have it either US Marine Corps or US Army. You got the weight thing there, 54, that means 54 tons, or its driving weight. That's just so, you know, for going over bridges and things like that. Some unit marks there. And they're very, very nice indeed now. So that's our decals. A bit shiny. A little bit, by the looks of it, the slightest little bit thick, but they don't seem too bad. They don't seem too bad at all. Okay, so that's our decals. And that's basically the last of what you get in the box. We've already had a look at the instructions. So, we leave it at that, lads. And that's going to be my next project. So I'll catch you up in the next one. Stay safe. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And don't forget to give it the old thumbs up. Hey, thumbs up. Big dirty thumbnail on John. Thumbs up. So enjoy your modelling, lads. That's what it's all about. And don't forget, go out and buy yourself a kit. Build it and enjoy it. This is John signing off.